pinch of salt, tablespoon of olive oil. They use EVOO in their blend. We're just using kind of like a canola olive oil blend or whatever, okay? And then total of 8 eggs, 2 of them just the yolks, 6 whole eggs, okay? Now on the video you saw where they dumped it on the table, okay? Let's try to make a day easy cleanup day, so we're gonna make it in the sheet pan, okay? Or on the cutting board, okay? 'Cause when I had them kids, you think I said y'all gonna do this in the bowl, and then we'll knead it on the table, okay? So basically you wanna dump your pasta, dump your flour. It already has a little salt mixture in there, okay? Now what we'll end up doing is making some different cuts of pasta. I've got a little ravioli maker. Thanks Amazon, $5. Another little, this is a wonton maker, but this also can make ravioli. You just put your little pasta in there, put your filling in it, boom. All right, $5 Amazon, thank you. And then this is also a pasta attachment. I think it was like $50 Amazon. I'm telling you, Amazon is a chef's dream. Okay, and then this is the old school one as well too. So we'll use both of these. And this one you just basically just crank. So this is good for 2 people if you don't have the piece that kind of hooks to the table. So it's good for have one person cranking, the other person kind of holding the feeding. Okay. All right. So let's get into the pasta. So you want to make a big well. Can you give me a fork, please? So you want to make like a well. And like on the video, don't be scared to make the well big. And you may have a breach, which means some of the egg may break through. It happens as long as it all comes together, okay? The olive oil goes into the egg. Thank you, sir. Give it a light beat. So I can make up all this. I'm gonna give it a light beat today, okay? We're gonna give it a light beat. Okay. All right. We're gonna add our eggs into the well. Get all of that goodness. I did not sit here and take time to separate these eggs to have anything left over, so I want all that goodness. Okay. Now, if you did want to make kind of like a spinach pasta, a roasted tomato pasta, whatever, where these eggs are, that's where you kind of add like the you cook the spinach and use kind of like blend it up a little bit, add it into the eggs, kind of give it that green color. Same thing if you want to make like a carrot pasta, you kind of boil the hell out of the pasta, then blend it up, add it to, add like a tablespoon of or 2 or whatever to the egg mixture just till it gets a nice orange color. That's how you get those different color pastas or whatever. If I want to do a beet one, boil it or roast it, as long as it's nice and pureed, about the same texture as this egg, you just add it to the liquid and then you bring it together, you get those nice beautiful colors, those different colors of pasta, okay? Alrighty, so next you just basically, just like this, and as I'm going around, I'm kind of pulling in a little bit of flour. As I go. You make a pasta. You just pulling in. And just like on the video, if you have a breach, it is okay. I'd rather have a breach on this sheet pan than have a breach all on the table. And that's easy cleanup. And I'm just basically going around in a circle. Basically slowly forming our dough. Now you can, if you want to, sometimes kind of do like that. Also, if you want to kind of make like a garlic pasta, in your flour, if you're using garlic powder, any kind of dry ingredients, that's what you add to your pasta. So if you want to add like some garlic or dried basil, you basically add that into your flour. Okay. Also try this with different flours as well too, as they did on the video. This works with whole wheat, so if you're trying to be healthy, you want to make some whole wheat pasta, boom. If you don't feel like buying the box, okay, you want to know what's in your pasta. Now this and the kneading is really the only long process that takes in this, but you know, it won't take long when it comes rolling out, because if you saw the girl in the video, she used a rolling pin. We're gonna use machines. So we're gonna have a little time advantage on her. Okay? And just like bread last week, you don't want to rush this process. You see how it's beginning to thicken up. As more and more flour gets into it. So we have a little breach. It's fine. It is okay. That's fine. And it's amazing once you mix eggs and things together how it kind of look like this, and literally in minutes it'll come together into a dough. You'd be like, I'm a chef. On that last weekend I was at a wedding, somebody said, who's the cook? I said, chef. Man, cook, I put my time in. Okay. So basically when it's kind of like that, you kind of know you can kind of begin to work it into a dough. We're going to begin to do what? Start with a K? Knead, okay? So we need to form our gluten, okay? I'm going to knead a little bit on this pan and I'm going to switch it onto the table. Now this recipe says you knead for 7 to 8 minutes. Now for pasta, pasta needs to what? Starts with an R, not R that the bread does with the yeast, because the yeast makes the bread do what? Rise. The pasta needs to do what? Rest. Sound like a good question. Okay, pasta needs to do what? Bread needs to do what? So pasta has to rest. Okay? So you're basically going to knead this for 7 to 8 minutes. And you see how my hands, they look sticky, but it's really not. It's really not. Get some of that in there. And see, it's not that bad of a mess as, the bread was. Okay? And if it gets a little sticky on your hands, it's not that sticky. You can tell this is a very rich dough with those egg yolks in there from the yellow color. Okay? Now I'm just going to continue this for about 5 minutes. While I'm doing this, y'all can begin to start on your chickens, and then I'll show you all once it's done. So we can kind of do like a part 2 video.